Have you been dating someone for a while and you notice a shift in the communication? It starts to fade, maybe it's less consistent, less frequent, or maybe even just kind of bland and predictable, and you're afraid that the connection might suffer. Part of this is normal, and part of it comes from some sneaky habits we find ourselves in early in relationships that you can learn to change, so you can actually keep building connection and better communication over time. So I'd like to show you how. The part of this shift that is normal comes with the natural ebbs and flows of life as we move through different phases. Maybe when you met someone and started dating, one or both of you were in between jobs, so there was lots of time and energy to be texting every day, to be hanging out once or twice a week, or on FaceTime while we're at the grocery store. And now suddenly, you or the other person is working full-time, or took on a side project, or reconnected with a group of friends they haven't talked to in a long time, all of which is now pulling time and energy, it seems, away from the relationship. The way to keep this from hurting the connection is to communicate openly and honestly about where you are at with your energy and the time that you can give to the communication, to the relationship. To be able to say something like, I'm really busy right now and probably will be for like a month or two, so I won't be texting you every day. Or I won't have the energy to text you at the end of the day because I don't want to be looking at a screen. I've already been doing that all day. These things are easier said than done. I get it. Which is why I created my coaching programs to help you build comfort with that communication. When you can establish that clarity and honesty early on in a relationship, it builds this really beautiful foundation of honest communication, and it builds resilience within the relationship to the natural ebbs and flows of life. Now for those sneaky habits that can degrade communication and connection over time. The first sneaky habit I like to call the path of least resistance. This looks like avoiding disagreement, defaulting to the other person's wants and needs, or not speaking up for my own. And these things happen because we're excited about this new connection and we're afraid of losing it. This also happens because of a lack of skill and a lack of comfort having those kind of uncomfortable conversations. Being able to say, we did this, but I would actually prefer this next time. Or to be able to tell someone you're dating that they did or said something you didn't like. The good news is you can build those skills. You can get better at moving through the discomfort of those conversations and navigating disagreement with somebody even if you have only been dating for a couple of months. That's exactly why I put together my monthly events, because we get to practice having difficult conversations in real time with peers who are struggling with the exact same thing. So check those out on my website and look for clips from those events here on my YouTube channel as well. The bad news is if you don't build those skills, if you don't gain the comfort having the uncomfortable conversation about what you want and need, you probably won't get it. And you might start to blame the other person for it. The path of least resistance is also the path of blame and resentment. I have been down this path and it is truly miserable, so please gain these skills. If it's not with me, find it somewhere. The second sneaky habit that can degrade communication and connection over time is over-prioritizing the relationship. This one sounds weird because it's new and exciting, it's only been a few months, and you do need to be giving energy and time to the relationship to keep building it, to keep it flowing. But where does that energy come from? You need to be filling your own cup so that it overflows into the relationship, so that you have a surplus of energy and presence to give to that person to build that foundation. This looks like spending time with friends and doing hobbies and activities that you really enjoy, even if your partner doesn't or can't join you. It looks like staying committed to your side project, to your pursuits that really feed you and give you energy, because you will need that energy when it comes time to have that difficult conversation, to navigate that disagreement, to talk about where this relationship is headed, to avoid the path of least resistance. The truth is, just like you can burn out on a job by giving too much of your time and energy to it, you can burn out on a relationship as well. And the third sneaky habit that can degrade your connection over time is under-prioritizing the relationship. While you can burn out on a relationship you give too much to too fast, not giving enough, or finding some sort of plateau or groove to settle into where you stop putting in the effort to suggest new activities, for example, can leave you feeling stuck and stagnant, and the connection can grow stale over time. Maybe this rut is the path of least resistance, where you've been avoiding that uncomfortable conversation for months now because you're so afraid to disrupt the connection, or you just don't know how to navigate that conversation. This might be you if, when a disagreement does come up, a bunch of other disagreements start to pop up from the shadows that you've been bottled up for so long. Maybe this is one of the phases of life where one or both of you doesn't have very much energy and time to be giving to the relationship, and that's okay as long as you're able to communicate about it and find points of connection and find places to meet each other where you can give even a little bit to the relationship. Otherwise, the connection and the communication will wither over time like plants without water. So to keep building and maintaining connection and communication over time, you need to avoid the path of least resistance, building the skills it takes to tackle those tough conversations. You need to give yourself what you need to have the energy for those conversations, rather than giving all of your energy to the relationship. Then you need to make sure that surplus energy, or the little bit you have left at the end of the day, is given to the relationship to make sure the connection stays alive. If you or someone you know is struggling with this and would like some help, check out my website, book a call with me, and see if I can help you.